Killing Time is a play on words. There are 2 series here that could relate to this title. One is Killing Time, that is about how you have a creative power that can become destructive, no? And then I also have another series where I have the compulsive characters that knit, and it's kind of the same concept. One is applied to a more general, like human nature scale, and the other to more individuals. But it is about how this activity can consume you, or how creation can become destruction. And that's why I like to talk about when things tip over to their opposite almost, no? And you know, the killing time is a way of saying filling up time with an activity, no? So there's that relationship to the act of knitting, which goes in the title as well. And for the series, I decided to use the knitting as a symbol for the creation of a safe place, or something that can help you create this space of comfort, no? So this one behind me is one of those photos that I am not completely sure what is going on. I just really like the idea of interruption, of this one's called The Interruption, of sort of those moments where things are broken, like the plan is maybe like stopped, and you have to you are taking out of what you expected to be doing, no? This character is very intensely involved in an activity, but something that is outside of the frame is important or strong enough to call her attention. So I'm just interested in that moment, no? And us not really knowing what that thing is. Yes, the bull, it's really, that one I did, that's an older piece, no? That's 2006. And I did that during a residency in Madrid. And it's taken in the road from Madrid to Valencia. And I just took a lot of what are sort of the cliches of what one as a foreigner has like in their imaginary of Spain, no? And so it's just a mix of those. You have the jamón serrano, you have the bull in the back, and you have the sevillana with her traditional dress in that field. And this is of a series called The Remains of the Day. This is pre-knitting and crocheting era. And this one in particular is my version of an Ophelia. So I was taking, you know, these moments of death, mini stories of death and desire, but giving them a humorous twist. The way that I worked, it was very playful. I always work with my friends, and in this case, these were all my close friends, no? And we would start just thinking, how would you die, or what do you think you could die from, no? And then, depending on their answer, we would construct the story together many times, and it was really a collaboration. So I was looking always for this sort of twist between the protagonist and her antagonist, which many times was a product that you eat, no? And some of these women are really like the victims of their own lack of self-control. And many of these stories are autobiographical. So yes, I guess there is a comment on our relationships with the products we consume, no? And but always with that sort of, well, what I hope is sort of a lightness, because in the end it is an exaggeration of my own reality, no? I studied to be a painter. That was my speciality in visual arts school. But then at the end, I decided to do my thesis in photography. And I do think you see that influence from painting. Although now I think more and more, no, like all photographers have a very strong influence from painting, as well as like painters have a very strong influence from photography. I think like the lines of image making are being blurred more and more, you know? And that's why many times I like to think of just visual artists, no? Because there is so much of the process going on before the camera, before you actually take out the camera. And it's the result of a visual education that includes more than just photography. Most of these, except for the one taken in Spain, are in the countryside surrounding the town where I live, which is San Miguel de Allende, and not far from there. But they look like very different landscapes because it changes a lot depending on the time of the year, you know? During the rainy season, it can be very lush, very green, and then the same place becomes almost like a desert, you know, when the rains stop. I'm very excited about this exhibition because I was born in Houston. I was born here, but then I grew up in Mexico, and I've always had, you know, this imaginary connection to the place because you know you are from there and you have this thing, a connection. But I don't really know a lot of people here, and for me this is like just a great experience to come back and to have the opportunity to get to know the place but show my work as well, no? Which is a unique opportunity. So I'm very excited.